Hey everybody. Why am I in black and white? Yeah, boredom. Anyway, uh, I was glad to see everybody enjoyed the 100 member special, but the second that it came out, everybody was like, "Okay, that was awesome. What are we doing for the 1 year anniversary?" People are never satisfied, but neither am I. So works out well. Um, I've heard a lot of ideas uh, that have been kicked around for the 1 year anniversary, which is of course a while away because we're only 3 months old, a little over 3 months old. Um, but and again, I mean, I'm sort of all for all of the ideas. I mean, I don't think it has to be like one thing, but the uh, the idea that right now seems to be gaining some traction and seems to be something that I feel we can do, and that would be great is and would be different too. Different from other sites that when they do their year anniversary, they do specific things. And this idea is sort of different, and that's what I like about it. The idea is to do a documentary. And no, not like, oh, look at us, look how awesome we are, aren't we great? No, not that kind of a thing. Um, I mean, if that's what comes out of it, I wouldn't be surprised because we are awesome. But no, I was thinking more something along the lines of this interesting phenomenon that I'm seeing with manic expression. Um, I'm gonna keep names out of this for right now. I mean, if and when this film does appear, I would like people to. I'm not gonna share things that people have said to me personally, but I have noticed that there is a theme that I'm seeing with people who comment, people who talk to me personally, who refer to us, this community here as family, as some of your best friends, um, people that you look forward to seeing every day. And what's interesting, I think about that is that you know most of us have never met each other. Uh, a lot of us don't even know each other's real names. And there's something I think kind of fascinating about what I'm seeing developing in this community, which is people who are starting to feel really at home, really accepted. Um, and, you know, I think that's kind of interesting. I mean, it's this sort of 21st century community that is uh, resembles what at least we were all told um, small towns, you know, used to resemble back in like the 40s and 50s. Um, I think that's kind of fascinating. I think. I mean, in a way that if I wasn't even a member of this site, I would find it fascinating. I oftentimes, and I should not do this, but um, it'll be midnight and I'll be flipping through YouTube just to find something real quick to sort of get me settled and have me fall asleep. And I'll find some documentary. You get some great documentaries on Netflix, and I'll look at it and I'll go, what is this? And I'll turn it on, and it's next thing I know, it's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I've just been hooked, and I can't, have to watch this whole thing. And I think this documentary would be something like that. It'd be something that I'd be interested in seeing. I think a lot of people would be interested in seeing, you know. And not only that, too, but what goes into what you guys do. You know, forget just, I mean, the behind the scenes of this site itself, there's no real drama. It's not like there was a power struggle between Les and I, or that people are storming out because, or, this or that, or egos or whatever. That doesn't happen here. So the behind the scenes of manic expression is not wouldn't be that interesting. But the behind the scenes of what you guys do, I think, would be. What goes into your writing? What goes into your videos? Um, when you set up a podcast, or when your photography, or whatever it is that you guys do here, that you're sharing with all of us. What is it that goes into what you do? And who are you? Who are you people when you're not in front of the camera, when you're not sitting down and writing the blog? Behind the avatar, behind the internet handle, who are you? And we do have someone who is going to be the creative mind behind this. I'm not going to reveal who yet, because it's been discussed. They have agreed to do it, but they're in the really early stages of outlining exactly what they want this film to be. And I don't want, they at some point might decide they don't want to do it, or they might decide, I just don't want there to be any pressure on them at this moment. It's too early in the process for there to be pressure. But Les and I will be producing it. We'll be helping out in any way we can, including coordinating with you guys. Hopefully you'll coordinate directly with our creative talent. But Les and I will, of course, help. We want you guys to do interviews. We want you guys to give us permission to use your videos. Writers, we don't want to leave you out. We'd love for you to sort of read your blogs in the movie. We want to know what goes into you guys, what goes into your stories, what goes into who you are, and then what brought you here, and what keeps you here, and what is it about, because ever since really the beginning, but it seems to have ramped up more so since the 100 member special. You guys are really starting to see this as a community that you have a lot of fondness for, that you feel like you're a part of. And again, I'm not going to name names, but there is somebody who I was having a discussion with, and they were telling me, that they were kind of lonely as kids, as a kid, and didn't really have very many friends, and that they're into this particular thing. And I'm not going to say what the particular thing is, because if I did, it would be obvious who I was talking about. But they were into this particular thing, and nobody else really cared about it. But then they start writing here, and everybody's like, "Tell us more. That sounds interesting. I might look into that." And suddenly, and I know personally too, I know what they were talking about because, and I'm going to say this, you're going to laugh. It's lonely being a Phil Collins fan. It is lonely being a Phil Collins fan. I got into Phil Collins and Genesis when I was 12, when they did the We Can't Dance tour. And I remember they were popular the day that the next day I went to school, and I was like, I just saw this concert on TV, and it was Genesis, and it was awesome. And my friends were like, yeah, they are awesome. You discovered it, huh? And like a month or two later, the live album came out, and I bought it, bought the tape, and I came to school with the tape, and I was really excited. And I was like, look, I got the Genesis tape, and they're like, Genesis, pfft, Genesis sucks. What do you got that for, loser? And I literally, for the next 7 years that I was in school, I'd get made fun of. I went to 2 Phil Collins concerts, and I would come to school the next day, and you'd want to tell what you saw. You'd want to go and you'd say, "Man, he killed it when he did In the Air Tonight, and it was awesome." And your friends just sort of look at you and they're like, "God, you suck, dude. Fucking Phil Collins, seriously." And it's lonely. It's you've got this thing inside you want to talk about. And then I started talking about it in blogs. I started talking about Phil Collins in blogs, and I was fully expecting, you know, the same treatment. And instead, that particular blog, I remember, really blew up. And it was the one that made me decide to stay and to continue to do Stop the Hate. Because suddenly I didn't feel lonely on that subject anymore. I was hearing people going, "Oh yeah, I love Phil Collins too, and it sucks, man. Nobody listens to you." And or even people say, I don't really like Phil Collins, but that's cool that you do. I mean, yeah, I enjoyed reading your article. So, I know what you guys are talking about when you say this is what you come here and you talk about things that in the outside world, most people, it's hard to get people to even have a conversation with you about it. But you come here and it's like, everybody is excited to see you and they're like, what do you have to say? And it's really, I think it's something that for me, warms my heart to come here and to have that kind of an experience. And I know it does for a lot of you. And I think that's what is interesting and what would be interesting about a documentary. And I want to make this clear. It is a documentary we want to do, not a mockumentary. This is not going to be the Spinal Tap of internet reviewers, um, which isn't the worst idea I've ever heard, but that's not what this is going to be. This is going to be a serious documentary and something that I would like to see also to go beyond the site. I would like to find out what it takes to get onto Netflix and things like that. I think this could be not only a great promotional tool for the site, but just a great little documentary, a great film. And anyone who participates, and we want you all to participate. I mean, everybody. I mean, if I could get, and by the time the 1 year special, I mean, we're at 100 and I think 6 right now members. By the time the 1 year special comes, I fully expect us to be. I expect us to be at 200, but then again, I always underestimate things, if that's a word. I don't know, but who knows where we'll be in late January of 2013. Um, but and I want to document that. I want to see the process of okay, the evolution of the site, because the site has evolved tremendously in just 3 months. Who knows where it's going to be in a year? And I think that's just, I'm excited for it, and I think other people would be excited about it. And I think it would be great to just sort of document it. But I do want to stress. I mean, this is not going to be, our our creative mastermind. I've told him. I said I don't want you to just go to people and be like, so tell me what made you decide to do this video series, or what made you decide to do that. I mean that'll probably be a question asked, but I want to get to know you guys too. And the more honest you're willing to be, the more sort of raw you're willing to be. And believe me, I've already thought about questions being posed to me, and you know, I'm not going to be the one writing the questions out. Somebody else will be, and I'm going to have to answer them. And it might not always be the most comfortable thing in the world, but I'm going to try my best to answer them 100% honestly, and and because that's what a good documentary does. That's what a good. You don't want people just sitting around, sort of showing off and going, I do it, because I'm awesome. I've got all these fans, and I kick ass when I do this. So um, that's not interesting. I want to hear about who are you when that camera turns off. When you go to work, when you go to school, when you're with your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your parents or your friends outside of this site. What does this site give you? I think that's a good question. What does this site give you that you're not getting in the real world, so you feel like you need to come here for it? Or you just feel like maybe you are getting it in the real world, and just you just think this site's awesome, or you just like one particular person, or that I think I want this to be like. And again, if drama pops up, I mean, I'm not going to be the creative mind behind it, and I'm not going to be the kind of producer who tells our creative mind, this is, you can't put that in there, cut that out. That's, I like this person and you can't say this about them or whatever. I'm hoping that nothing like that comes up, but I want this thing to be honest. I don't want it to be, because you know what? If there is somebody out there who, somebody pissed somebody else off saying something or whatever, maybe this could be a way to sort of reconcile them or whatever. I don't know. I don't think there's any sort of drama like that on this site, but also too, who knows what's going to develop in the next, 9 months. So, um, but for the most part, this, yeah, why there's, you know, I can't tell you when things are going to start going. I can't tell you because again, I'm not the guy behind it. Um, but I'm going to keep in touch with him. I'm going to find out when this whole thing is going to get going, and we'll let you know when we know. But anybody who has any ideas now or who wants to participate, please just let me know. Um, and again, you don't have to justify why you should participate. You're a member of this site. That's why you should participate. That's why we want you. So uh, I hope to see a lot of people who get excited about this idea. I know a lot of the people I've already talked to are already excited about it. Um, and I will keep you guys posted. I want to try and do these videos like once a month where I just give you guys updates. Um, but hopefully, soon I'll be able to make the announcement on who it is that's behind this documentary. I think you'll all be pleased when you hear who it is. I know I was. It was actually Les's idea. I can't claim credit for it. Les was the one who came up with the idea, and it was really a really brilliant idea. And we do have other things in the works. And again, I want everybody who's come to me and said, well, I want to do this for the 1 year special, or I want to do this for the 1 year special. You know what? It doesn't have to be just one 1 year special. We can do a whole bunch of things. So everybody who's got ideas, I'm not saying that this is the idea and your thing is not valid and we're not going to do it. And you can count on me for it. If you come to me and you say, okay, I've got this going, we're ready to do it, let's do it. Whatever I can do, whatever I can do to help, I'll do it. Um, but yeah, I think that the site means a lot to a lot of us, and I want to know why, and I want the world to know why. I mean, if this does turn out to be just basically kind of a commercial because there's no drama, there's nobody who's going to, it's not going to make us look bad in any way or anything, then so be it. Maybe we get a bunch more members for it and we get some recognition and stuff. And then that just makes it so that we can do more. Um, Also, too, I want to thank everybody who has been sending me their artwork for the front page. We are still working on the front page. It is an ever-evolving thing. But I am glad that the Stop the Hate logo is gone, and we've got the 100-member special up there instead. And thank you to Fusinator, who has been the one who has been replacing all the links at the bottom of the page with the icons, so that's making our front page look awesome. Um, that's a sump pump running, by the way, if you can hear water running. Not my most polished video I'm doing right now, but also I just wanted to just thank everybody who's been sending me ever since the 100-member special, who's been sending me emails saying how much it's meant to them and how happy they are to be here and all that. And everybody who participated in the 100-member special too, of course, and to Indiana for editing it. And we're going to have more stuff. I want, we've been talking about it. We want to see crossovers start to happen with our producers and our bloggers. We want to see people really start to embrace the fact that, if you've got an idea and you want to do it with someone else, you want to have somebody else be a part of it, there are people here who'd love to do it, and I think that we're going to start seeing that pretty soon. So until next time, until Monday. In Monday you get my Avengers review. I will see you guys later.